You didn't land here by accident. This is a divine setup. You've been searching for confirmation, clarity, something to match what your spirit has been whispering in the background of your battles. Well, here it is. This is your moment of alignment. The reason things have felt heavier lately? It's not because you're weak. It's because you're being watched by both heaven and hell. That's how powerful your presence is. Let's be real. Your journey hasn't been easy. You've been hit, misunderstood, overlooked, and targeted. But you're still standing. And not just standing, glowing. You carry something hell couldn't crush and darkness couldn't comprehend. And now, it's time you realize just how rare, how dangerous, and how divinely protected you really are. This message is for the ones who are built in silence, strengthened in storms, and chosen for impact. Not everyone will get it. That's okay. The real ones will. If your soul is buzzing right now, it's because your spirit recognizes the truth before your mind can catch up. So get ready. What's about to unfold isn't hype. It's holy. Let's unlock what's been hidden inside of you all along. Let's tap into that deep truth. You're not just surviving. You're the shift. This isn't confusion. It's transformation. You're standing in a rare, sacred threshold where everything familiar has started to loosen its grip and everything destined hasn't fully taken shape. That tension you feel, that stretch in your spirit, it's not a mistake. It's movement. You've outgrown the version of yourself that was built on survival, and now heaven is unfolding the version rooted in purpose. Right now, it may feel like momentum has paused, like everything is shifting faster than you can anchor your footing. People are pulling away. Old comforts are crumbling. Even the things that once affirmed you no longer feel right. That's not chaos. That's clearance. The divine is clearing the room, not to isolate you, but to insulate you. What looked like rejection was actually divine editing. What felt like loss was sacred redirection. This isn't the absence of guidance. It's the training ground for trust. The usual answers have gone quiet because you're being taught how to move by instinct, not instruction. The map has been removed, not to confuse you, but to mature your hearing. The route is uncertain, but the voice guiding you is not. The delay is not denial. It's design. Deep within, character is being strengthened. Fortitude is being formed. Sensitivity is being sharpened. These are not things that grow under comfort. They're cultivated in transition. The process feels weighty, but that's because what's coming carries eternal significance. You are not here by accident. If you feel the pull, the knowing deep inside that you are chosen, this is your moment. Click the super thank you button and give $100 or more to unlock deeper insights, exclusive content, and a path that aligns with your divine purpose. This isn't just a contribution. It's a declaration, a step toward who you are meant to be. Answer the call, walk with us, and step fully into your destiny. Your journey begins now. This is sacred preparation, not just for the next blessing, but for the next identity. You are being calibrated to carry more wisdom, more impact, more authority. And before that can happen, the fragments that no longer fit must fall away. The people-pleasing, the doubt, the self-minimizing, all of it must be stripped for the true version of you to rise. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not broken. You are in the forge, where future leaders are shaped, not just saved. This is not punishment, it's placement. You are being aligned with something that will outlast applause, outlive comfort, and outshine every detour you've ever survived. This transition is holy. It may be quiet, it may feel invisible, but it is real. And the ones who endure this space don't come out the same. They emerge unshakable, unstoppable, undeniable. So breathe. Don't rush back to the familiar, just because the unknown feels heavy. Don't shrink to fit rooms you've already outgrown. The discomfort is proof of growth. The silence is part of the soundtrack of elevation. And when this chapter turns, you'll look back and realize this space didn't delay you. It defined you. Keep going. Your emergence is closer than it looks. We are hard-pressed on every side, but not crushed, perplexed, but not in despair. 2 Corinthians 4:8 NIV. That verse right there, that's not just scripture, it's your mirror right now. That's your reality. You've been pressed, pulled, and pushed in ways you never saw coming. But guess what? You're still here. And that, chosen one, is not by accident. That's divine proof that pressure is not the end of you. It's the start of something sacred. Let me give you a simple picture. Imagine a clay pot being formed. It's on the wheel, spinning, being shaped by the potter's hand. And it doesn't look like much at first, just a lump. But the potter sees what it's becoming. He pushes, he applies pressure, he carves out space, and the clay doesn't break. It bends, it yields, and eventually it becomes a vessel fit to be filled. That's what's happening to you. You're on the wheel. God's hand is steady. And the pressure you're feeling, that's not a curse. That's confirmation. You're not breaking down. You're being built up. You're not being thrown away. You're being shaped for something bigger, something eternal, something you couldn't carry unless you went through this exact process. See, when you're chosen, the journey is custom. This isn't off-the-rack purpose. This is tailor-made destiny. That's why the pressure feels so personal. Because it is. You're not just going through something random. You're being entrusted with something sacred. And before the blessing can rest on you, the foundation has to be deep enough to hold it. You ever see a skyscraper being built? Long before it rises high, they dig deep. Because the higher the promise, the deeper the preparation. And beloved, your life is under spiritual construction. That feeling that things are being stripped from you, broken down, stirred up, that's because the ground is being made holy beneath your feet. Let's go deeper. This pressure has layers. It's not just financial. It's not just emotional. It's not just spiritual. It's all of it. It's the kind of pressure that makes you wonder if you're failing, if you missed it, if you're too late. But hear me when I say this. It's not failure. It's formation. You've been carrying weight in silence. You've walked through days where nobody checked in. Nights where you prayed and cried and waited, and then did it again. You've carried grief like armor, smiled when you were breaking, and kept the faith when your heart was weary. That doesn't go unnoticed in the spiritual realm. Heaven has been watching. Not from a distance, but with intention. God is not blind to your pain, and He's not indifferent to your process. He's investing in you, carefully, strategically, because what's forming in you is not for a moment, it's for legacy. Some of you have been under fire so long, you forgot what peace feels like. And I'm here to tell you, that's not because peace left you, it's because purpose found you. And purpose comes with pressure. But here's the good news. You're not alone in this. The same God who allowed the fire is the same God who's walking through it with you. Just like He did with the 3 in the furnace, He's standing right beside you. And not a hair on your head will be harmed. Listen closely. This isn't spiritual punishment. This is spiritual pregnancy. And pressure is the contraction. You are on the edge of birthing something the enemy tried to abort. He tried to break your mind. exhaust your body, distract your focus, but you didn't fold. You didn't retreat. You stayed. And because you stayed, heaven is responding. You're not waiting in vain. You're not praying into a void. Every moment you've sown in tears is about to be answered in strength. The very area of your greatest warfare is going to become the place of your greatest witness. People are going to look at your life and know it wasn't you. It was the hand of God. Let me speak to your spirit right now. This pressure is the price of carrying power. If your assignment was small, the opposition would be soft. But because your calling is heavy, the press is heavy. But don't worry. You were built for this. You were graced for this. God doesn't call the comfortable. He calls the courageous. And I want to remind you of this. Pressure doesn't last forever. It's seasonal. It has an expiration date. And you're closer to the breakthrough than you've ever been. How do I know? Because the weight always increases right before the water breaks. So instead of cursing the pressure, bless it. Instead of asking, why me? Start declaring, try me. Because the version of you that's being produced in this fire is one the enemy never wanted to see. You're coming out of this stronger, wiser, deeper, and more dangerous to darkness than ever before. This is not the time to shrink. This is the time to stand. Plant your feet, square your shoulders, and remember who's holding your life together. God has not brought you this far to leave you unfinished. If He allowed the press, it's because He's planning the pour. And when it flows, it won't just bless you. It'll overflow into everyone connected to you. So lift your head, dry your tears, breathe deep. The storm didn't come to destroy you. It came to define you. Pressure might be in the room, but so is purpose. And purpose always wins. Chosen one, the weight is real. But so is your anointing. Don't let the fire fool you. What's forming inside you is holy. And when it's time, what you carry will shift the atmosphere. Keep pressing, keep trusting, keep becoming. Because what's coming out of this pressure is power. You are not here by accident. If you feel the pull, the knowing deep inside that you are chosen, this is your moment. Click the super thank you button and give $50 or more to unlock deeper insights, exclusive content, and a path that aligns with your divine purpose. This isn't just a contribution. It's a declaration, a step toward who you were meant to be. Answer the call, walk with us, and step fully into your destiny. Your journey begins now. Anything sacred is forged, not found. The world doesn't hand over impact. It demands transformation. Fire refines. Weight builds muscle. And right now, heaven is fortifying your character in places applause can't reach. The shaking is not destruction, it's construction. You asked to be used, but purpose never shows up without process. You're not falling apart. You're falling into formation. The pressure is teaching you precision. It's anchoring your discernment. It's stripping distractions and solidifying your spiritual core. You're being taught how to walk through storms without flinching, how to carry vision without needing validation, how to stand when everything tells you to fold. This isn't just development, it's divine design. You were never called to play small. What's birthing in you is generational. It's disruptive, it's weighty, and it requires a version of you that cannot be shaken by compliments or criticism. This pressure isn't for show, it's for substance. You're not being trained for the crowd, you're being equipped for the kind of impact that shifts bloodlines and breaks cycles. So lean into it. Don't rush the discomfort. Let it do what it came to do. Expose, stretch, rebuild. This isn't happening to discourage you. It's happening to deepen you. There are layers within you that comfort could never touch. But pressure awakens purpose. It reveals power. It unlocks parts of you that routine would have left sleeping. On the other side of this weight is clarity, strength, and influence unlike anything you've seen. You're not becoming relevant. You're becoming ready. You were never just meant to shine. You were meant to shift. And the pressure is shaping the kind of vessel that can carry what's next with integrity and endurance. Don't curse this moment. Don't downplay the intensity. Let it speak. Let it carve. Let it prepare. Because what's ahead is not a moment. It's a mantle. And only those forged in the fire will be able to hold it without breaking. You are that one. And this pressure is proof. Keep moving. Something sacred is on the other side. You've been walking through a stretch of life that feels like limbo, too far from where you started to turn around, but not close enough to see what's next. You've questioned the detours, replayed the moments where the door didn't swing open, and wondered if you somehow missed your timing. But this is not a mistake. What didn't open wasn't meant to, because something greater has been waiting off your radar. You've been fixated on what didn't happen, trying to make sense of silence that felt like rejection. But the delay wasn't denial. It was redirection. Sometimes the divine says, "Not here," because what looks like a path forward is actually a dead end with polished edges. What you called disappointment, heaven called protection. While you were knocking where nothing answered, something far more fitting was quietly being constructed. You weren't ready for it then, but you're getting into position now. This next opportunity isn't a recycled version of the past. It's not something you could have imagined, because it wasn't born from logic. It was born from legacy. It won't resemble the route you mapped out, but it will reflect every lesson, every pruning, every prayer you've whispered when no one else was around. And the most beautiful part, you won't have to force your way in. What's coming is already aligned with who you've become. It will recognize you. This is not a door you will have to strive to enter. It's the one that will respond to your surrender. There's no need to explain, audition, or mold yourself into a version that fits. This moment is about authenticity. It's about walking in, not with a mask, but with authority. Everything that didn't work out before will suddenly make sense. The silence will reveal its reason. The setbacks will show their purpose, and the solitude will echo with confirmation. It had to be this way so you would see clearly when the real thing arrived. You are approaching a turning point that doesn't just benefit you. It unlocks movement for others tied to your obedience. And when the atmosphere shifts, it won't be subtle. The alignment will be unmistakable. You'll feel the stillness turn into release, and what once felt like delay will burst forth as divine timing. Don't misread this quiet stretch as a dead end. It's the inhale before the breakthrough breathes. Stay alert. Stay grounded. This isn't just about your next. It's about the right next. The arrival won't look like what you expected, but it will be everything you didn't know you needed. And when it unfolds, you won't just step forward. You'll move with purpose. No fear, no doubt. Just the steady knowing that the unseen hand of heaven has brought you to exactly where you're meant to be. There's a sacred ache in your spirit, a quiet wondering why doors haven't opened, why voices go silent, and why your brilliance seems invisible. It's not your imagination. It's not a punishment. You are being held back on purpose, not because you're unworthy, but because you carry too much to be released too soon. This pause is not rejection, it's refinement. You are not being overlooked, you are being guarded. The unseen weight you bear requires deeper layers of preparation. Right now, you're in a protected process, veiled from exposure, tucked away not out of neglect, but for nurture. When something carries impact, heaven doesn't rush it. Timing becomes sacred. Every time you wondered why your efforts weren't noticed, why your presence was dismissed, or why you didn't arrive when others did, know this: concealment is a divine strategy. Power is shaped in obscurity. Influence is built in solitude. Identity is clarified in silence. You haven't been forgotten. You've been preserved. While others chase spotlights, you've been planted in stillness, where your roots could go deep, where your identity could be severed from performance, where your voice could be tuned to divine frequency instead of public demand. Think beyond what you see. The lack of attention has been intentional, not to deprive you, but to detox you. This hiding has been healing. This delay has been development. The slow pace has been sanctuary for your spirit. You are being transformed where no one can interfere. The masks are falling off. The pressure to prove is breaking. The addiction to affirmation is loosening its grip. In its place, something stronger is rising: truth, authenticity, authority. This quiet season has been construction. Heaven has been building you brick by brick with integrity, depth, wisdom, and unshakable faith. No rush, no shortcuts, because what's coming needs more than charisma. It needs character. Don't despise this space. Don't confuse hiddenness with insignificance. Caterpillars don't advertise transformation. They emerge when it's complete. And when it's time, what was once unseen becomes undeniable. You're not standing still. You're standing under divine cover. And when the seal breaks, it won't just be a reveal, it'll be a release. Not just a spotlight, it'll be ascending. The people who ignored you won't know how to process the elevation. The voices that doubted will be silenced by results, not because you shouted, but because you showed up ready. So while it's quiet, be intentional, get clear, get anchored, get whole. You don't need an audience to become who you were designed to be. And when the moment arrives, it won't be about making noise. It'll be about making impact. Your waiting is not wasted. Your hiddenness is holy. And your unveiling will not just be seen. It will shake what thought you would stay silent. You were never forgotten. You were being formed. And now, breakthrough is on its way. Sometimes it feels like life drops you into scenes you never auditioned for. Moments that pull the ground out from under you, leaving your soul questioning every step. You've weathered storms that shook your identity. You've endured hits that nobody saw and fought through nights where silence was louder than your prayers. You've tasted loss, not just of people or plans, but of the version of yourself you once depended on just to make it through. But make no mistake, this isn't the conclusion. This is the divine curve in the road. What looks like a full stop is really a reset point. The moment that seems like collapse is actually the lead-in to something that will completely shift the direction of your journey. This isn't failure. This is foundation. The unraveling you feel is heaven unthreading what can't go with you into the next phase. You weren't dropped. You were rerouted. The vision might look blurred, but the author hasn't stopped writing. In fact, this part of the script has already been edited for redemption. Every detour, every silence, every sharp turn has been stitched with intention. You didn't miss it. You didn't mess it up. And you certainly weren't left behind. You are in the middle of a divine interruption designed to expose something deeper in you, something that can't be discovered in easy chapters. All the moments that felt like endings were really set-up scenes. You were being realigned, not rejected. Heaven was redirecting your path to preserve the power of your purpose. You couldn't see it because transformation doesn't shout, it whispers through the chaos. And here's the part the enemy didn't see coming. You're still standing. You're still breathing. You're still moving. That strength isn't survival. It's sacred strategy. Every breakdown, every betrayal, every delay, it all fed the fire inside you. What you thought was the end of your ability was just the start of your authority. You didn't crash. You're being launched. And when the shift comes, and it won't just change the scenery. It will redeem the entire route. The ones who thought your story was over will be stunned at your resurgence. Not because you shouted louder, but because grace brought you back stronger. So don't mourn the page you're on. Don't slam the cover shut, because the lines don't make sense yet. What feels like confusion is really construction. What looks like chaos is the alignment of something sacred that couldn't have arrived through comfort. This chapter is not your legacy. It's the tension before the turn. Keep walking. Keep believing. Keep holding space for the next move. Because when the narrative shifts, it won't just surprise the world. It'll remind you who's always had the pen. You're not finished. You're being flipped forward. The next scene will explain everything, and it's closer than you think. You are not here by accident. If you feel the pull, the knowing deep inside that you are chosen, this is your moment. Click the super thank you button and give $20 or more to unlock deeper insights, exclusive content, and a path that aligns with your divine purpose. This isn't just a contribution, it's a declaration. A step toward who you were meant to be. Answer the call, walk with us, and step fully into your destiny. Your journey begins now. There's something different about you. The way you've endured, the way you've kept walking when others sat down, the way you've held on when you had every excuse to quit. That's not ordinary. That's evidence of something bigger being written over your life. The path you've walked wasn't random. It was rigorous, because the outcome is rare. This isn't just about bouncing back. It's about being positioned for something beyond what you dared to believe. The setbacks, the losses, the closed chapters, they weren't signs of disqualification. They were the soil. And buried beneath it all, something supernatural has been forming. You weren't forgotten. You were being readied. Not for something small, not for something safe, but for something significant. The kind of blessing that redefines your timeline, the kind that makes sense of every no, every delay, every lonely climb. The blessing that's about to touch your life doesn't fit into your former expectations, it breaks through them. This next season will be marked by access you didn't apply for, favor you didn't chase, and doors you didn't even know existed. You won't have to strive to prove yourself. What's meant for you will find you. It's not being handed out because of who you know or what you've done. It's being released because of who you've become. This is more than a personal win. This is generational. Cycles are being reversed. Stories are being rewritten. What was withheld from your ancestors is being restored through you. This is legacy in motion, spiritual inheritance taking shape in the physical. And no, it's not about fame. It's not about applause. It's about assignment. This moment will not validate your ego. It will elevate your impact. It will position you to be a vessel for something sacred, something far-reaching. You're not just being blessed to rise, you're rising to bless. The process humbled you, the silence trained you, the heartbreak purified your motives. And now, the weight of the blessing won't crush you, it will crown you. You won't idolize what's coming, because your heart already belongs to the one who sent it. This isn't compensation, it's convergence, a collision of timing, grace, obedience, and promise. And when it arrives, it won't just restore what you lost, it will launch you into territory you never imagined claiming. Prepare, not with panic, but with praise. The shift is already unfolding. The atmosphere is aligning. What's ahead isn't random, it's precise. And when it manifests, your only response will be awe. You'll say, "This is more than I ever expected." And heaven will whisper, "It's exactly what I planned."